Last week, I participated in my second official Endfield Speedrun tournament, where creators were to speedrun the new Nefer 3 Crisis. There were a lot more participants in this competition than the last. And additionally, since this was the first event that had an application process rather than just being invite only, this competition was much more fierce. But after several days of grinding, I managed to win by just 2 to 3 seconds. This was a really tough but fun challenge, and I wanted to talk about it, so let's go over the rules and the run. The accounts provided this time around were a lot weaker than those in the previous tournaments. On top of most gear being unartificed, all operators being P0, including 4 stars and 5 stars, most characters only had access to +111 essences. Moreover, character skills weren't even maxed out, and left at level 9, and all talent nodes, including the +60 stats from friendship, and even character passives were locked. Well, they actually changed their mind at the end of the first day, and let us unlock character passives after I had already practiced for 6 hours. Nevertheless, all these factors combined with the fact that we can't even use food buffs that are normally fair game in Crisis means that the damage output on this tournament server compared to that of the main game is easily less than half. It's going to be a long and drawn out fight, and there's no world where killing the boss with the initial free ultimate energy is possible. As per tournament rules, we are not allowed to upgrade or make any modifications to what we're given, and must include Fangyi on the team. The team I started out using included Perlica, Arclight, and Antal. The reasoning behind Antal was that he could provide a larger overall value of buffing and debuffing power than Gilberta, who could only buff a very small burst window. And with how weak our units were in the server, we'd need every last drop of power we could get. I still worked on optimizing both the Gilberta and Antal rotations over the first half of this tournament, getting fairly competitive times on both. The main problem with Antal, though, is that he is extremely SP hungry, needing to use his skill twice, once at the start of either phase, even if 50 SP could be mitigated by switching to the catastrophe set. Gilberta had one huge benefit. With Swordmancer, she delivers a large amount of stagger with 0 SP usage, allowing us to get a break on P1, while Antal could lead to more overall damage and a faster P1 clear. We'd be literally fresh out of SP, and P2 would take much longer with Fangyi starting at 0 energy. So the play was to take our time on P1 and take advantage of the full field of Sunderblades that are already up from the opener to regain most of our ultimate energy before even transitioning to P2. That's the general idea. Let's look at the final run and break it down. It is literally a mess. I'm so numb to this opener at this point. I'm so numb to it. Oh, here we go.
无可避。风雷动。 目标锁定，开火！惊停无声，流电彻雨。感受大地的力量。就在这里，就在你后方。那个机会，我死了。这就来不及了。
well, that I was not even paying attention. The final time of this clear was technically 2 minutes flat by event rules, which counts the moment the health bar disappears. So let's talk about the run. The first thing you will probably notice is that I ulted very early, right on the first wave. Using her ult this early is ideal here, as we want our ult to run out as soon as possible towards the end of P1, so that we can start gaining energy again sooner. There's also a little extra reason we use this at this exact moment. You see, time stops for a moment when you perfect dodge an attack, but the timer doesn't actually slow down, meaning you lose a second. We can actually cancel this time stop while still receiving the SP by using an ultimate. Since we don't actually need the SP from the second dodge here, I opt to jump over the second wave to not eat the time freeze. The final wave is a bit jank, but you can actually prevent yourself from getting knocked back if you use Fangyi's skill as soon as you walk through it. We use Arclight and Gilberta's ultimates early here, so Arclight can start getting energy right away. Additionally, we were given a P5 stanza for some reason, so getting stanza's buff up for the entire burst window is pretty big, even if the ultimate doesn't buff the stronger Fangyi skills. Something to note is that Fangyi's ultimate is full of animation cancels. Her skill can be animation cancelled as soon as the AoE appears for roughly half a second save, and cancelling her basic attack too also saves a little bit of time. We delayed this Perlica ult because we're not really using it for damage, but for stagger. With this delay, we actually get to sneak in a free Arclight combo by cancelling the time delay of the combo before the ult, and then the ult stalls long enough to let the combo proc again immediately after. After the burst, we specifically delayed this final Fangyi combo. This is so we can pre-proc Gilberta's combo, which would otherwise be delayed until after Perlica's combo. Since Perlica is on the Chinbo set, this means that Gilberta's combo would not be ready if we proc it off cooldown, which we will be at the start of P2. With the ultimate wearing out early, we can swap to Perlica to do one basic attack combo and finish her, while we spam Fangyi's skill and get her energy charged back up significantly before P2. Arclight's ultimate allows us to get a free electric infliction up at the start, but it's important that we actually convert it with Fangyi's combo to get a tier 2 electrocution before Arclight's ultimate automatically converts it. So the timing is the Arclight ult at the start of the final basic attack. This sets up our first 3 blades. Note that we time our skill here cleverly to double as an animation cancel for basic attack 3, and then we dodge cancel the skill as well. Then, when our next combo rolls around, thanks to all the energy from P1, we have our ultimate ready on our next combo. Perlica's ultimate is used here for stagger once again, also cancelling some time delay on combos. This final burst phase isn't anything too special after that. In fact, there were definitely some improvements that could have been made. Notably, we switched to Perlica during the Gilberta ult to land a cheeky little finisher for extra SP. Though this Gilberta ult was a little early and didn't cover the final tick of 2 of Fangyi's skills. I also accidentally hit this last Gilberta combo, which was completely pointless, freezing time for a second. And note that I also had SP ready for one last Fangyi skill at the end too. In an ideal world, this extra SP could have gone to a Perlica skill with a detonation unit, which could have secured enough damage to kill even without this final hit crit. Overall, this challenge was very hard. Having to work around 2 phases of a fight with very weak units meant there was a lot to optimize, but it was very satisfying to overcome. I hope this breakdown was interesting and you learned a thing or two. Speedrunning really gives a different perspective on the game and its combat, and I think more people should give it a try. Maybe someday I'll try to host some community challenges to get more people involved in it, because I want people to also experience the game in this different light. Anyways, that's it for now. I know there's been some demand for a Fangyi guide, and normally I'd have liked to have that out already, but I've been pretty busy with things. There's still a chance I get one out eventually. So, until then, see you guys next time. Bye bye!